We're gonna see who's gonna rock with us today. This late. Let's go.
Till the day I die. Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe. Cowboys nation on a mission to regain that throne. With our soldiers on the field, we're getting deep in the zone. Giving that CCC, classic Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who you with. Angry Cowboys fan. Getting that CCC, classic Cowboys content. Angry Cowboys fan is who you with. Angry Cowboys fan.
Get your popcorn ready as we talk about ball. Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, and it's on.
Get your popcorn ready as we talk about ball. Angry Cowboys fan podcast, and it's on. And it's on. And it's on.
Yo. What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and you're tuning into the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast live stream, Impromptu live, where we just gonna go off the top of the dome, gonna go off what you guys talk about in the comments. Not gonna keep you on here too long because it is Sunday night, and where I'm at, it's almost 11 o'clock, but I got to get here where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know how we do this. And yes, since Spin, I have been watching. I'm two episodes deep into Stranger Things season 2. Kind of fell asleep on it today, but getting it in there. But y'all know how I do. I always go to the chat. Boom. See what's going on in the chat. Give y'all a little shout out. This is an impromptu live. You know, I didn't expect everybody to, come on. I just wanted to see who was rocking with your man this late at night. And saying we gotta get on the phone and do some stuff. All right, bitch. All right, so I want to give a shout out to LT Race and Spin, Brandy in the building, Newhouse. What's going on with you, John? How you doing? All right, let's see. We got LT Ray for his calibration, the big time show. I was actually in the big time shows live earlier. He, just got off live about 15 minutes ago. Boy, I tell you, big time, boy, you got some pessimistic people over in your chat, bro. Ooh, man, something serious. Well, all right, the real Darrell. B-Bird, what's going on with you? Hey, B-Bird, we got to work, man. You doing some really good work over on your channel. Yo, if y'all are not subscribed to B-Bird's YouTube channel, his Cowboys channel, please go subscribe to it. bro be dropping. He be dropping the knowledge, real talk, and I just love to hear it. So yeah, whenever you can, B Bird, man, I'd love to work with you. Yo, subscribe to his channel. Real talk. Real talk. Dang, my nose itching and stuff. All right, all right. Did we get everybody? JVB boy in the house. Hey, Delvin Young in the house. What's going on with you, Miss Brandy? Oh, it's almost damn, it's almost 8 o'clock over in Cali, man. Yeah, these time zones are something serious, yo. Yeah, it's almost 11 over here. Big Dal in the house. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Hey, Force Calibration with the $5 super chat already. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. All right. Oh, you over there working out, Brandy? All right, get your workout on. Hopefully you got your earbuds in and you're listening to your man over here. But Cowboys Nation, man, I tell you, yesterday I couldn't watch the game. I couldn't watch the game for the simple fact I had to go DJ a wedding. It was a 10-hour DJing process, but we got it in there. Congratulations to Jay and Connor. Hopefully I have a wonderful marriage together. But yeah, and next week, this coming Saturday, even though the Dallas Cowboys play on Friday, I'll be able to watch it and go live with you guys and discuss it and everything. Don't know if I'm going to go live during the game because we got everybody and their mama that do that. But I will be here to holler at y'all after. You know what I'm saying? Otis, what's going on with you? What's going on with you, Otis? John in the building, what's going on? Man, that game, boy, I seen something, and it said pretty much that when Joe Milton is in the game and everything, like he had a 0 quarterback rating in the first quarter. How do you do that? How do you do that, Cowboys Nation? I just don't get it. But my thing is when Joe Milton's in the game and somebody, a quarterback that really can't get the ball to the receivers, how are you maximizing what you could potentially bring onto this team by having somebody that actually continuously needs reps in order to get into their rhythm? How is that helping these guys that are fringe making the team, fringe 53-man roster guys? How is that helping them out? You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. But man, it was like Joe Milton, 9 for 18, 122 yards, 6.8 yards a clip, 1 interception, 2 sacks, and he had that safety on him, and that 0 blitz came out of nowhere according to Joe Milton. But those are the things that he's going to have to get acclimated to. If Dak Prescott was in the game, he would have called some more protections. He would have slid protections and did what he had to do in order to get that ball out quick. But if you look at that play, if you see that play, you will see Joe Milton eyeing his wide receiver. That's something that you can't do. I mean, I'm not telling y'all this because y'all know it as well. That's something that you can't do is stare down one receiver, because if you're staring down, you don't know what's coming at you. And a sack came at Joe Milton, no diddy. But real talk, man, I was so blown away by the lack of football play, especially in the first quarter. I mean, first quarter, Cowboys got they got 7, and then that was off a defensive play. The defensive play that pick six. Yeah, well, it looked pretty good. Got a pick 6 on Cooper Rush, but then after that, 13 unanswered points in the second quarter by the Baltimore Ravens. Then we both got field goals in the third quarter, but then 10-3 in the fourth. Something that I have been begging the Dallas Cowboys to do for years now. Even when I first brought up the Angry Cowboys Fan, first created that, what I had been asking them to do is start out fast. What you want to do, you want to start out fast and then be able to, just lay back in the third and fourth quarter. But for some reason, year in and year out, the Dallas Cowboys never start out fast. And it just irritates me to no end, Cowboys Nation. But let's see what y'all got to say. Yo, Cowboys Nation, what I want to do, I want to go live. I want to get in where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go live maybe during the morning, because it seems like noon or 1 o'clock my time, that's when Law Nation goes live, and let's talk. excuse me, damn. Let's Talk Cowboys. That man, he goes live whenever. So I really got to get in where I fit in. But says, you doing okay though, Angry, with the family and me, with the family, me and fam. Put you in our thank you for his calibrations. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we doing all right. For those that didn't know, my brother's birthday was a couple days ago. It was August 15th, and it was a pretty rough one. You know what I'm saying? It was a rough one. Woke up and had a case of the cries because I was missing him, but that's why I got him around my neck right here, and I got the number 15 right here to represent him. So every morning I put it on. Every morning I say, I tell him I love you. And that's another thing. When you see my videos, Steven, what's going on with you? What's going on? But when you see my videos and you see that super sharp, that super sharp entertainment, that's what the Angry Cowboys fan falls under, super sharp entertainment that represents my brother. And that laugh that you hear at the beginning of the videos, that's his laugh. You know what I'm saying? That's his laugh. That's really what keeps my heart pumping and gets me to smile whenever I think about the situation and everything. But yeah, man, it was all right. We put up I don't know if y'all know about those lanterns that you light, but we lit up a lantern, we wrote on the lantern, happy birthday and stuff like that. And, just sent it up to the sky for him. Hopefully he's watching over us. He's watching over me, and hopefully he is proud of what I've been doing. Like before he passed, we hit 10K, and I was able to tell him over the phone while he was lying in his hospital bed, and he smiled. You know what I'm saying? He smiled. He was happy that the Angry Cowboys fan, our community, had reached 10K. But now, in his memory, he's watching down. We are on our way to 20. We on our way to 20K. But I just saw, hey, Anthony, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Steven, you lost your brother too. You lost your brother too. My condolences, brother. My condolences. And hey, I might have to get some pointers from you on how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? On how to actually grieve. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I made a video today and I was just wondering what everyone's expectations is when it comes to Joe Milton. What's everybody's expectations for this man being a Dallas Cowboy for the first year? This is the first year that he's a Dallas Cowboy, had the offseason to go in the preseason. But what is Cowboys Nation expecting from him? I mean, I know like myself, you guys in the chat, you guys are expecting a backup quarterback, correct? And the backup quarterbacks take their lumps. They take their lumps all the time. Joe Milton is currently taking his lumps. He's getting acclimated. Like JVB Boy said, Tennessee does not run. They don't run a pro offense. They don't run an NFL style offense. And it's pretty crazy because it seems like the quarterbacks that come out of Tennessee, if there's any, they kind of struggle. You know what I'm saying? They kind of struggle with the offensive set of the NFL. So that's what kind of puts us behind the eight ball when it comes to Joe Milton. So he's going to need that extra time to progress. You know what I'm saying? He's going to need that extra time to get better. And that's the thing that I need from Cowboys Nation is just to be patient. Be patient. I mean, right now, people are like, get rid of Joe Milton, get rid of Mozzie Smith along with Dak Prescott. And it's like, okay, if you get rid of all these people, what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about it. A lot of people were talking about getting rid of Dak Prescott, letting him play out his contract, and then letting him walk. We are having an issue finding a backup quarterback, a legit backup quarterback to back up Dak Prescott in the case of an injury. We're having an issue with that. Now, just imagine if it was your QB1 that we were searching for. We would be in quarterback QB purgatory searching for another quarterback. because the backup quarterback search has been super hard, no diddy, but it has been a task for this Dallas Cowboys team. I mean, Cooper Rush was one of the ones that was consistent as far as his backup quarterback play. He could actually go in the game, and even though there was a worry, like, oh boy, what is Cooper Rush going to do? He has shown that he can lead the offense whenever Dak Prescott's down. Last year, I think we just had an issue because we didn't have the number of weapons that were needed in order to succeed. But now you go into Trey Lance. Trey Lance stayed here for what, 2 years behind Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush, just pretty much holding the clipboard. We didn't get to see him, and that's something that I hope this year changes. If the Cowboys have a great offense and they're putting up the 40 burgers against teams and stuff, I hope to see Joe Milton go into the game. Don't do him like you did Trey Lance, because every time we were blowing an opponent out, they would put in Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush doesn't need the snaps. He didn't need the snaps back then. So this year, if we're going to blow teams out, Will Grier doesn't need the reps unless you're going to have him at QB2. Will Grier doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. So let's continue to work with Joe Milton. Let's continue to get him used to the NFL experience, to the NFL format and the offensive scheme. You know what I'm saying? Steve said, regulator, mount up. All right, let me get to some of y'all's comments real quick because, like I said, this is impromptu and we're working off each other. One thing that I love to do is to go live and to have that back and forth with Cowboys Nation. I love it because it gives you guys a voice when you feel you don't have one, because I know that there's big content creators out there that you would love to be like, yo, let me get my 2 cents in. So that's why I put up the links. That's why I go to the chats, because y'all voice is as important to Cowboys Nation as mine is. You know what I'm saying? We all fans over here, and y'all's voice definitely matters. Yo, Rolando, what's going on with you? What's going on with you all the way from South Texas? That's what I'm talking about. And Cowboys Nation, my wife and I was talking today, and we want to go down to Dallas because she has family down there in the Plano area. So, and Trinidad. And we were thinking about when should we go, try to go to a Dallas Cowboys game, because that's the mecca for any Dallas Cowboys fan, is to go to a home game. I mean, I've been to MetLife Stadium to watch them when they play the Giants, but there's nothing like a home game. So, with that being said, I think my wife wants to shoot for November when we play the Arizona Cardinals in Dallas. I believe we're going to be going down there. And hey, I've seen people over on X picking on people for, having nosebleed seats. I'm going to let you know right now, I'm going to have the nosebleed seats. I'm probably going to be able to touch the dome. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be up there because your man is kind of broke, but we're going to try our best to get out, get out to Arlington. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. The real Darrell says, I knew from the jump Joe Milton is a developmental quarterback. The problem is most fans do not watch college football or understand what they are seeing on TV. Exactly. I believe there's a number of fans that look at a quarterback coming in and they look at the positives. They don't look at the lowlights. They only look at the highlights. And when they see those highlights, they automatically jump to it like, yeah, he here to take Dak Prescott's job. You see, Shady McCoy talking about he gonna need a realtor because Joe Milton's gonna get Dak Prescott out of here. I mean, that's coming from a guy that's unemployed right now, talking about a guy that's making $60 million. But I just don't understand. I don't understand why people wish the worst on this team. And it's not even rival fan bases. It's also our own. Like I said, man, I was in big time shows and I was in big time shows live, and it was just like, man, there's a couple negative Nancy's up in there just talking about Micah Parsons sucks, no sacks during the postseason. We need to get rid of Dak Prescott. We need to franchise tag people. Like, if you are in these players' pockets and stuff like that, why are you wanting to franchise tag somebody? Because you know that franchise tag, whatever it is, I believe Micah Parsons' franchise tag would be $21 million this year. That's coming straight off the salary cap. So why would you want the team to franchise tag this person, knowing that if you get a deal done, it will suffer less on your cap? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like we got we got we got people in Cowboys Nation that pose as Dallas Cowboys fans, but want to see the team fail unless it's according to what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and I hate to bring it to a racial tip, but I've also had fans talk about, we need a white quarterback. I'll keep it a buck. And I'm like, damn, man. So you saying that the quarterback situation fringes on the player's color? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But anyhow, that's the thing. We all knew what we were getting with Joe Milton. People didn't look at the preseason with the New England Patriots. They looked at week 18, where he was balling, where there was nothing to play for, really. People look at that and they're like, oh man, we got a dog. We got a dog. He just come in and he can take over the offense. Not realizing that you got to get acclimated to the system. And that's the issue with Joe Milton right now. Getting acclimated to the system, getting acclimated to the pros. That's the issue with Joe Milton. He needs development. He needs to work on his arm. He needs to work on his passing. There's a lot of stuff that Joe Milton needs to work on before he could even be considered to take Dak Prescott's job. But anyway, let's see. New house at Angry Cowboys. I want Joe Milton to use this season to work on his game, learn and improve, get better in the pocket, and as a quarterback before trying to take that big step. Exactly. That's the thing that we have to look at with Joe Milton. These are stepping stones. These players really need to come to the NFL and they need to develop. Let me see what was Joe Milton. Where was he drafted at? Let me see. Joe Milton was drafted 193rd overall. All right. So 193rd overall, Joe Milton to the New England Patriots. So we're expecting the 6th round draft pick to get up in here and just ball out of control and take Dak Prescott's job and lead the Dallas Cowboys further than where Dak Prescott could lead us. Come on now. Really? Really? This is what some people expected. And it's the same thing with Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith's going into his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. These players need time to develop. They need time to get into this system, to switch from the college speed to the NFL speed, to get acclimated to their new team's playbook, reps after reps after reps. We just expect them to come in here and hit the ground running no matter what round you were drafted in. That's not the case. You're going to get some 1st round draft picks that are, you're going to have to spend a little time with them, i.e. Tyler Guyton. You're going to get some 1st round draft picks that you can just let them go and they'll do whatever they do. Hence Micah Parsons or CD Lamb. But every 1st round draft pick is not going to be the answer for your ball club. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that Cowboys fans really have to get out of their head. These ones that can hit the ground running are the exception, not the rule. You know what I'm saying? But let's go on with some more. Yeah, Danks, what's going on with you, Danks? The NFL stands for not for long. Yeah, stands for not for long. So while you're in the NFL, you need to make the biggest mark that you could possibly make. And hopefully Joe Milton can do that. And I mean, he's working with a coaching staff that's year 1. And that's another thing. The expectation of this coaching staff this year. This is year 1. We expect them to go to the Super Bowl? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I expect them to go out there and give it their best, to go out there and set a foundation for something that can be built upon for the next 4 years of Brian Schottenheimer's coaching contract, the next 4 years of Dak Prescott's contract. Like I said, I've gone on record to say things like, if Brian Schottenheimer can coach this team and get to a Super Bowl in his 4th year, he has done his job. You know what I'm saying? If he could get to an NFC championship within his 4 years, he has done his job. And what you do, you continue to add on to that. You don't take it away. You don't take players away saying that the quarterback's going to have to do more with less. Because honestly, the whole time Dak's been here, it's been a carousel. It's been him, like, he does more good than harm. You know, contrary to what a lot of people think, he does more good than harm for this team. And if I were the GM, I would want to build on that. But it just seems like other people want him to scratch and claw to do it with the bare minimum. And that's just not the case. So NFL stands for not for long. So use your time wisely. And I hope Joe Milton does that. All right. Brady says he'll be ready when he will be ready when Dak's this contract. Yeah. When Dak's contract is up, Joe Milton will be ready. Hey, if that's the case and Dak gets to his final year and we see Joe Milton is a great backup quarterback to Dak Prescott, why not give him the keys? You know what I'm saying? Just give him the keys. But the way he looks right now, I think we had Kid Cowboy pretty much talking about give it to him now. I'm like, what? No, we're not going to give Joe Milton the keys right now to the car because he's just going to sit there and wreck it. I'd rather give my keys to Stevie Wonder. Hey, Robert, what's going on? To be a set of eyes to help see the field from the sidelines. Is that Joe Milton? Dude, that's what he's going to be this year. He needs to be that clipboard holder like Trey Lance was, just to sit back and to take it all in. You know what I'm saying? To learn from the quarterbacks that he has in front of him. Hey, y'all, did y'all see my video that I just put out? Did y'all see my video that I just put out? And I ended up putting, you know, a little video in. Let me see real quick. I put a little video pretty much because Elijah Clark got popped. Brother got popped. And I'm going to see if I can show y'all that clip real quick. Go into my X to show y'all that clip. All right. Let's see how I do this. Let's see. And you know, I'm not used to this whole thing. Let's see. Boom. All right, bam. We sharing it. Y'all let me know if y'all can see it. But this right here. During this game, I also saw a continued issue with being physical and opposing from our Dallas Cowboys. I saw a few Cowboys players get popped during the game against the Ravens. Take a look at this one hit on Elijah Clark.
Finish him.
You lose. Ooh. I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but we cannot be doing this during the regular season. Like, real talk, Cowboys Nation. We can't be doing this during the regular season. We can't be going out there getting the Sonic rings knocked up out of us. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. So we're going to have to get that physicality. Brian Schottenheimer has been preaching physicality, competition. He's been doing this entire offseason. I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it. I want to see this physicality. You don't have to hide it like you're hiding the playbook and you're keeping it vanilla. You don't have to hide physicality. Let your people be physical. I mean, Jalen Tolbert getting knocked off his feet. Like, come on now. I mean, who was it? Was it Princeton Fant that got knocked off his feet in the first game? It was a tight end, but A tight end got knocked off his feet. Jalen Tolbert did. Like, come on, we got to have physicality. That's what I'm saying. Where did I leave off? Hey, Dak Delusional in the building. What's going on with you? We got DMV in the building. Did I see that? Did I see DMV in the building? Well, if DMV's in the building, yo, shout out to you, brother. We got to work because he does amazing work. I ain't got to say if you're not subscribed to him because all y'all probably subscribe to DMV, but if you're not subscribed to him, go hit him up. Great quality work. But Dak Delusional, if Dak gets hurt, they will have to change the scheme for Joe's strengths. Yeah, yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people are looking at it now. It's like if Dak Prescott goes down, the season's over. If he goes down, the season's over. And it's crazy work because we don't even have a plan B. If Dak goes down, we don't even have a plan B for the team. And that's what scares me. Like, usually if your starting quarterback goes down, all right, we can rely on the run a little bit. We can let the run open up the pass. But damn, here we go. Another year where the pass is going to have to open up the run. Like, your front office doesn't prioritize the running back position. So they just allow anybody to get back there. Shoot, they might allow me to get back there. My almost 43-year-old self. They might let me get back there. That's how much they prioritize this damn running back room. But speaking of running backs, is what is his name? Shoot, man, he's so irrelevant. Malik Davis. Jesus. Y'all think Malik Davis gonna get a shot at the 53-man roster? Because it seems like when this man comes in, he's ripping off a couple clips. He's ripping off like 5-6 yards a clip. Looking all right. Do you think that he might make the 53-man roster? It's a good question. That's a good question. But as far as I'm concerned, I want a little bit of speed, a little bit of finesse, and a little bit of power. If we're going to have 4 running backs in this running back room, I want 2 of them to have that quickness, to have that burst, to have that, that change of pace. And I want 2 of my running backs to be the ones that tenderize the defensive front, like a Phil Maffa and a Hunter Lipke. Those are your 2 bruisers. Those are your 2 that pound the rock. And then the other 2, the speedsters, I swear, guys, I'm still up on Deuce Vaughn, man. I'm still up on Deuce Vaughn just for the simple fact I think he has a lot to offer this Dallas Cowboys team. But in the past, whenever he was drafted, the coach that he was drafted to, Mike McCarthy, didn't know how to use him or scheme him in the offense. Didn't know how to use Kavontae Turpin or scheme him in the offense. So I'm hoping with the help of Connor Riley, Clayton Adams, and Brian Schottenheimer getting together, coming up with these schemes that they can do something to get Deuce loose. Real talk. But in reality, I think Deuce is going to be sent to the practice squad. Real talk. I think he's going to be sent to the practice squad. They ain't just going to outright kick him off the team. They ain't going to do that because his dad works for the team. So, and plus, the feel-good story, you know how Jerry Jones is with those feel-good stories. He will go to the edge of the earth trying to prove himself right. That's the reason why I think that Deuce Vaughn is going to make it on this team. Is because Jerry's going to be like, yo, we drafted him. We're going to continue, even if he's on the practice squad. But this last game, Jonathan Mingo. How many people are actually worried about the Jonathan Mingo situation? Thank goodness it's not an ACL, it's a PCL. So that doesn't mean he's out for the entire season. He'll be out for, weeks. I believe I heard something say 30 days. And if it's 30 days, then he'll be able to come back. Granted that his rehab goes correctly and everything, he'll be able to go back and do some damage for the Dallas Cowboys. But I was hearing that the wide receiver 4 position is kind of up for grabs, that Jonathan Mingo has been hurt. And I heard this from Fisher. I watched the video from Fisher, and he was saying something along the lines of that number 4 spot is up for grabs, and he was saying that Jalen Tolbert would be looking to get that number 4 position. And that intrigued me because I thought Jalen Tolbert was wide receiver 3. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was the wide receiver 3 that we were looking for, but, Fish said Kavontae Turpin. So has Kavontae Turpin crept up in the depth chart and actually took that wide receiver 3 position? Because that would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy, Cowboys Nation. And Brandy, I just seen a comment from you that I agree with. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. They are wasting Deuce Vaughn. They're wasting him. They're wasting his talents. They're wasting what he's good at. And what Deuce Vaughn is good at is getting in space. Those inside zone runs that they're trying to run him up the middle, trying to run him up the A gap, that's not going to do you any good. Let this man get out in space, even if it's a screen pass to Deuce, things of that nature. Let him get into space. Motion him out to a slot. Let him get into space. Stop misusing this man. Real talk. Stop misusing this man. Boy, my allergies is off the chain right now. And I believe I missed a super chat. Let me get to that. Yes, I did. Darren Posey with the $5 super chat. I truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate you for rocking with the channel. Says Joe got the ring. Joe got the rings knocked out on this. Yeah, he did. He did. I should make that too. I should make that video too. Joe Milton getting the Sonic rings knocked out his ass on that safety. Like, yo, he was looking this way. Bruh said, wow. Like, wow, bro. You see what Dak Prescott does when he's faced with a safety, right? That man rolls out, finds CD Lamb for a 50-yard bomb, which ends up being like a what was it? Like a 96-yard touchdown pass. Like, Joe, sit back, look at your QB1, and take notes. Because there might be a time where you get into that game, and I'm not trying to see bullets being thrown every single damn play. Like, geez. I mean, there were some passes this past game where he threw a bullet, it hit the receiver in his hands, and just whoop. Like, guys, you have to, and take it from a guy that broke his pinky trying to catch a ball. You got to toughen up them hands. Real talk. You got to toughen up them hands. All right, let's see. Don't have to change the scheme for Will Grier. QB2 should be Grier. Bingo. Listen, if we had to start a QB2, let's say tomorrow, it would be Will Grier. If the Dallas Cowboys want to win, you put in Will Grier. Like, I just think Joe Milton is too developmental to actually give him reps as far as like depending on him to be the quarterback to beat a team. Nah. Joe Milton needs to get the reps once we're blowing teams out. Just to give him that NFL experience, that NFL speed. I mean, he's in the preseason right now, but ain't nothing like the regular season. You know what I'm saying? And that is a wealth of experience. So once we 40 burgering people, put him in. But if the game is on the line and a Prescott goes down, knock on wood, our best bet is to go with Will Grier. Brandy said the plan B looks like what the F. Well, shoot, it's just 11 o'clock. I can say the F-bomb. But yeah, our plan B, we don't have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? We don't have one. We don't have anything that we can okay, we can rely on this and kind of let Dak Prescott fall back. Dak Prescott, you can throw about 20 to 25 passes a game while the rushing attack takes over. We ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's banking on Jadon Blue, and I don't even know if Miles Sanders is going to make the team over a Javonte Williams, but man, we can't even sit back and say, let our rushing attack beat this team. It's always the pressure on Dak's arm. And I'm sorry, but I'm a Cowboys fan that wants this damn team decked out so that we can go into the regular season. And if we make the playoffs, we don't have to just rely on Rain Dakota Prescott. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, our plan B looks like what the fuck? Real talk. Like Fortnite, all your stuff you grabbed falls out. Yeah. Y'all give me some suggestions on when somebody gets hit like that. Yeah, which video games I should pull. Cause what was it? It was Mortal Kombat, it was GTA 5, Street Fighter, and Sonic. That's what I used for this last one. And I was just sitting here, I'm like, dang man, that dude got popped. How can I show bang? Bingo. And you see the direct results. But Newhouse says Jerry should have waited to get Milton or another quarterback after the draft, not taking Shadur. I'm starting to think maybe not taking Shadur, in the 5th round was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But didn't the Cowboys pick up Jadon Blue in the 5th round as well as the linebacker? Let me see. Let's see. Jadon Blue. Yeah, Shamar James. Didn't Shamar James come in the 5th round with the multitude of 5th round draft picks that we had? So would you give that up for Shadur Sanders? Would you give the linebacker up for Shadur Sanders? Let's see. Yep. Shamar James came in the 5th round with Jadon Blue. So one of those two players you're not going to get because you're going to pick up Shadur Sanders. Which one would you give up? Jadon Blue or Shamar James? That's the question right there. Yes, Brandy. Malik Davis, he looked the best. He did look the best, but my question with that is why now? You know what I'm saying? Like, why now? Is it the lesser of evils? You know what I'm saying? Like, Malik Davis has had shot after shot after shot to make this team, and for some reason, he's always been pushed to the practice squad. He's always been cut loose. Why is that? Even under a Rico Dowdle and Tony Pollard, he was always booted to the side. So I'm wondering, and I made a video on this, is pretty much being okay and accepting mediocrity instead of going out there and getting somebody that could actually tote the rock. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see Javonte Williams as well, just to see what he can do on, a full-time basis when it comes to the running back position, how he can affect games. And because I don't know if Malik Davis has that in him. I don't know if Malik Davis has that in him to be the bell cow. I mean, he kind of reminds me of another Tony Pollard, but to a lesser degree. And honestly, I wonder what Tony Pollard doing these days. I know he with the Tennessee Titans, but we need somebody, damn it. We need somebody. Let's see. Javonte just has some power, but I don't see him as running back one. Cowboys Nation, this is the biggest question mark that we've had in a minute. The running back position, this whole running back by committee. At least we knew, like with Rico Dowdle, that we had somebody that could tote the rock. Could he get over 30 yards a clip on a run? No, he didn't. He didn't even get over 20, I believe. But I've said this before also. When people are thirsty and wanting our running backs to get over 30, 40 yards a clip, 40-yard house calls, what is that doing for our defense? You know what I'm saying? Because the name of the game is to pretty much win the time of possession. Win the time of possession battle, win in the trenches. That way you can give your defense time to just chill, because you don't want to get into another situation where you get into the playoffs and you have a DeMarcus Lawrence talking about, oh, well, we was tired. Your offense is the best defense is a good offense. Just like people love to say, the best offense is a great defense. You can vice versa that, because if your offense is out on the field the majority of the time, your defense gets to chill. Offense on the field, defense gets to chill. Yeah. Let's see. See what my man Dak Delusion say. Will Greer is elite at nothing. Milton is Greer. What? Milton is Greer, a third string for a reason. Huh? Milton is Greer. See, I lean on what Will Greer did before the Dallas Cowboys let him go. Remember that time, I think it was 2023, where Dak Prescott called the game for him, and Will Greer went out there and looked magnificent. I know it was a preseason game, but he looked magnificent with Dak Prescott calling that game for him. So we know what Will Greer can do as far as in the preseason. We really don't know what Joe Milton can do. We see what Joe Milton did in week 18 and we get all hyped about it. But then you see the last two games with the Rams as well as the Ravens. When you have a 0 QBR in the first quarter, something's wrong, especially when you don't have a run game to really speak of. What are you going to rely on? You can't rely on Joe Milton's arm because it's so inaccurate. You can't. Boy, and I can't believe I still have these battles with people like, get rid of Dak Prescott, we got Joe Milton. Like, after the stuff that you've seen. But then their whole justification is, well, it's preseason. Dallas Cowboys don't really look good in the preseason all the time. Like, really? I mean, at least we score more than 10. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jeremy Betts in the building. Yo, I appreciate that Cash App too. Appreciate the Cash App. Thank you so much. Said, man, Ken folk, there's 6 running backs in that room. Somebody gotta go or move. So who you gonna let go? And who gonna be on the practice squad? All right. So we got Malik Davis, Javonte Williams, Phil Maffa, Jadon Blue, Deuce Vaughn, Hunter Lipke. 6 running backs. Hunter Lipke is a shoe-in. He is guaranteed a roster spot. Boom. Guaranteed a roster spot. That's your power. So I want another person that has power to be in one of the positions, and I believe Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa has power, and he has a really high ceiling. He has a high ceiling. He could put in a lot of work, and he could be that. He could be that bruiser back. So I'm thinking like Phil Maffa, Hunter Lipke, and then the last 2 needs to be those change of pace backs. And I'm wanting to say Javonte Williams, but I feel that Miles Sanders has a chip on his shoulder. I know he ain't running like it in the preseason, but it feels like he has a chip on his shoulder. But I will go with Javonte Williams. And that last one, even though I would love for Deuce Vaughn to make the team and to make an impact for this team, I see him going with Jadon Blue. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's a 5th rounder, they're not going to waste that 5th round and just, let him go. So I believe that it's going to be those 4. But shoot, in Madden, he be making house calls. Newhouse said Deuce looked like a little kid on the field. Yo, funny you say that, because my brother said the exact same thing before he passed. Like, when we were watching the Cowboys last year and he'd see Deuce Vaughn out on the field, he'd be like, who that little boy out there on the field? Like, boy, you better recognize that's Deuce Vaughn, boy. He'll break your ankles. He will leave your socks out on the field if you give him a chance. And that's the thing. Mike McCarthy didn't give Deuce Vaughn a chance. So we're just going to let this man fall by the wayside with all this potential. Kansas State relied on that man. At one point, he was their offense. We got to give Deuce Vaughn a chance, man. I'm going to stand on the table just like I stood on the table for Rico Dowdle. Give Deuce Vaughn a chance. I might even make up a shirt saying give Deuce Vaughn a chance. Real talk. But Dak Delusional, Mingo was going to shine this year. He was drafted to be a number 1 by the Panthers. Yo, don't knock him out yet. Yes, he has that PCL injury, but like they said, it could be a 30-day recovery. Let that man get his recovery on, and he'll be back in the game. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I mean, I know Amari Cooper retired. He retired, but hey, ain't no team searching for him. I bet he come back for a nice little dollar. So shoot, could you imagine that? CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Amari Cooper, your wide receivers 1, 2, and 3. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, boy. We be cooking on the field, boy. I'd love to see it. Oh, Darren said Deuce wasted himself. All he want to do is dance like he Barry. Listen, there was one thing that I remember Barry Sanders saying in a documentary, and it was funny because another person said it about Deuce Vaughn. They were saying Deuce Vaughn plays like he's playing flag football. Yo, listen. Barry Sanders said, I run like I'm playing flag football because if you can't grab the flag, you can't tackle me. So, I mean, that's a pretty good way to look about things. If they can't get in arm's length to get your flag, ain't no way they bringing you to the turf. So, he has a chance to do something great with a great offensive minded coach. And right now, I don't know if Brian Schottenheimer is that. Brian Schottenheimer has been doing a lot of lip service, and it hasn't been producing out on the field. What he's been talking about, we are going to pound the ball. It's Marty ball. We're going to run the ball. You start out the first preseason game with 6 straight passes from Joe Milton. And I understand that Joe Milton needs the reps. We need to see what his arm looks like. We need to see his decision making and everything like that. But at some point, you got to really decide to go out there and want to win the damn game. Like, do what you have to do to win the game. Somebody said it earlier, play to Joe Milton's strengths. You get a scheme together, get an offensive scheme together that highlights Joe Milton's strengths. Honestly, if I were Brian Schottenheimer, I would be working on separate schemes. 3 separate schemes, one for Dak, one for Joe, and one for Will. Just in case either Will or Joe has to come into the game. We have a scheme that is designated, that is designed to fit their strengths. That's what I would do. But you know me, I'm just a YouTube content creator sitting in his mama's. No, I ain't sitting in my mama's basement. I'm sitting in my own basement. Damn it! Shout out to mama, I love you. But anywho, let's see. Terp got paid. That's why he's the wide receiver 3. Word. And if Kevontae Turpin can have those sure hands, because some of the times his hands are kind of unpredictable, there'll be times where he got it, and boop, it'll hit him in his face mask, and he'll drop it. Like, I believe, what was it, 2023? Either 23. Yeah, it was 2023 when we played the 49ers, and he was one of the only ones that caught a touchdown pass. So, yeah, Kevontae Turpin got the speed. When he wants to catch, he can catch, but also it's another scheming issue. Let's see what Brian Schottenheimer can do for this offense that Mike McCarthy couldn't do to get this man involved. And damn, it's 11:30 at night over here on the East Coast, and I got 62 people in here rocking with you, man. I appreciate it. But if y'all could hit that like button, share the content, because we're trying to get to the milestone of 20,000. I'm trying to get out to a lot, even more Dallas Cowboys fans, but I'm going to keep it a buck with you, Cowboys Nation. We're going to cut it off at a point. You know what I'm saying? We're going to cut it off at a point because I'd rather have like 15,000 solid people, solid Cowboys fans, optimistic Cowboys fans that respect each other than to have 100,000 people that just come in here and pollute the chat. But our goal right now is 20K, and I need y'all help in doing that. So hit that like button so we can get into this algorithm. All right. All right. All right. All right. And Jamie says it's basically a knee sprain, so it's going to be at least a month. That's good though. That's good. We've escaped twice. We've escaped serious injury twice. One with Tyler Guyton and now with Jonathan Mingo. So, hey, the Lord is on our side this year. Not saying that the Lord gonna guide us to a Super Bowl championship, but hopefully we can get a little better than what we did last year. And that's one thing that I remember talking to Sports Junkie about it. I was saying, because he was asking me, like, what would be a successful season to me? And I honestly believe that a successful season to me would be doing better than what we did last year. 7-10. If we can go 9-8 or 10-7 and make the playoffs, successful season. I know I'll have some Cowboys fans be like, "Oh, we made the playoffs and we got bumped in the Super Wild Card weekend." Like, damn, yo, we made it to the playoffs after the year where we didn't make it to the damn playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I believe a successful season would be. Newhouse said that Deuce Vaughn is not Barry Sanders. No, not at all. Not at all. My thing is this: when I make those comparisons, I don't say that Deuce is like Barry Sanders or he's the next Barry Sanders. What I'm saying is that Barry Sanders went on record to say that he played flag football in order to get his juke moves down. And also for every run that Barry Sanders broke open, he probably had two that were negative yardage. You know what I'm saying? They don't show you that. They don't show you the low lights. Boy, I bet somebody could make a fortune off making low lights of these players because there ain't too many out there. All the highlights are out there. All right, Danks says, how's that different than what the Cowboys have done for 30 years, wasting talent over and over? Absolutely right. Dallas Cowboys. And see, that's my thing. Like when a lot of people talk about, Dak Prescott ain't it and stuff like that, I'm more fond to believe that Jerry and Stephen Jones has wasted great players' talents than thinking that one quarterback is the reason for everybody's failures on this team. I just don't believe that. I believe that you got a great quarterback that you don't put great pieces around. We're like, oh, CeeDee Lamb, that's enough. No, it's not. CeeDee Lamb is not enough. And I don't understand why we go into the draft. Well, I do understand it. We go into the draft having to pick players that need to hit the ground running right off. We can't go into the draft with the luxury of picking depth pieces. And that sucks. You know what I'm saying? That sucks. Like, first pick, I would like to pick a wide receiver, one that could test CD Lamb's wide receiver one. Not that I want CD Lamb to lose his job because feed the lamb, but to have another person beside him. Now we got George Pickens, so that's pretty dope. But still, you could have had a wide receiver from this draft as your number 3. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here glitching like a mofo. Hey, this thing is glitching. Newhouse said, Joe Sonic the Hedgehog Milton lost his rings. Yo, y'all gonna make me put some rings on Joe Milton's film. Y'all gonna make me do that. LT Ray in the building says, Angry, did you see Booker killing it? I think our O-line is gonna be all right. Yeah, Booker was doing the damn thing when he was in the game. And I'm so glad that they chose to play him, that they allowed him to get those reps so we can see and just feel comfort like, yeah, this interior offensive line is going to be it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be it. So now, Cowboys Nation, are you happy with the first overall pick from the Dallas Cowboys this year? Are you glad that they went Booker, that they went Tyler Booker? Are you glad that they decided to fortify their offensive line? Are you still mad that they didn't go weapon? Dak Delusional. Joe needs a quarterback coach. Teach him touch accuracy timing. Yeah, he does. He needs a quarterback coach. And I'm not talking about just looking at Dak Prescott and taking notes. He needs to do that, but also he needs somebody to be there helping him on his mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe Brian Daboll went down as being the one to really unlock um damn, I'm blacking out here. Um, what's the quarterback for Buffalo? Josh Allen. Damn. And you can tell it's like, geez, I'm crow. New house. I seen a skit where dude was Joe Milton and threw a pass and the receiver got mad, hand hurting, told Milton to stop throwing the pass so hard. No diddy. Yeah, I seen that too. I seen that too on social media. Dude was just like humming them things in there. It's like, man, chill out. Yeah, but yeah, he has to get with a quarterback coach to unlock his potential. Once his potential is unlocked, I believe that man, he could be unstoppable at a point, but he just has to get there physically with his physical attributes as well as mentally. Because like I've told y'all, 30% physical, 70% mental. Like I believe Joe Milton gets into his head, and like people say with Dak Prescott's, when the lights get the brightest, I believe with Joe Milton, when them lights come on, it's like, oh boy, it's game time. Calm down, Joe. Just calm down, and the game will come to you. Let the game come to you. Take notes and let the game come to you, because a lot of people are sitting there saying like, y'all don't want Joe Milton to succeed. Like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I want Joe Milton to succeed. That way we know that our backup quarterback position is locked. It is locked down. And if Dak Prescott goes down, Joe Milton can come in here and use his legs, use that rocket that he has for an arm. But damn, you got to play smart, and you got to have those attributes that a good starting quarterback in the league has. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Dak delusional. Same mistake they made with Trey Lance. Look at him now. Trey Lance did his thing. With the Chargers. And honestly, I was happy to see it. You know what I'm saying? I was happy to see it because I believe that the Dallas Cowboys got Trey Lance during a situation where we were so unstable. You know what I'm saying? We were so unstable at the coaching position because Mike McCarthy had to coach. It's from the outside looking in, it looked like Mike McCarthy had to coach for his job every single year he was here. You know what I'm saying? Every single year, Mike McCarthy was on the hot seat. People were talking about, we got to get rid of Mike. We got to get rid of Mike. Switch up Mike. So the players that came toward the third and the fourth year, his final year as being the head coach, like, I believe those players suffered because with all the politics that were going on behind the scenes and all the worry about job security, it took away from this team being able to just sit down, hunker in, and just think about football. And that's another thing, like with the Micah Parsons situation. I know people were like, well, Micah Parsons under contract. He got one more year and then they could franchise tag him. And listen, how does that help the team? I mean, I know people like, well, Micah Parsons, but how does that help the team? How does that help those people that are coming up for a big payday? Like a Deron Bland. And good thing that, the channels of communications are open between the Dallas Cowboys front office and his representation. Thank goodness that's happening. But like a Tyler Smith, he's gonna be coming up to get paid, and it's like, damn, if you'll do the best player that you have on the defensive side of the ball like this, if you will do somebody that has been an all-pro every year that he's been in the league except for one, if you will do a Pro Bowler since he came in the league this way, how you gonna do me? And Tyler Smith has been an all-pro Pro Bowler as well, but it's like, how you gonna do me? So that's what I mean as far as like all the games and stuff, all the soap opera that Jerry Jones puts on for the Dallas Cowboys. How do you think that affects the players mentally? You know what I'm saying? Like the pessimistic Cowboys fan, getting on social media and talking crap about all these players. How do you think that affects the players mentally? And yes, I picked on Elijah. I picked on Elijah for getting hit like that, but I ain't gonna go out and say this dude's a bum. You need to get rid of him. They will do that on their own. They don't need me to sit here and continuously say who they need to get rid of. Shoot. They need to play the starters next game. Tyreek, yep, absolutely right. I'm a fond believer in thinking that each player needs to get their time in the preseason. Honestly, this last game, and it kind of sucks. I hate the fact that they took the fourth preseason game away because I believe that third and fourth preseason game, in the third preseason game, let your starters play what? The fourth quarter. Let your starters play the fourth quarter. And then that last game, let them play the second half so we can get into so we can roll into the regular season. You know how you want to have momentum and everything going into the playoffs. You want to go in winning with a head of steam. What about doing that for the regular season? And I'm a fond believer in if I see Patrick Mahomes out there, if I see Josh Allen out there, if I see Joe Burrow out there during the preseason, why the hell can't I see Dak Prescott? And I know people talking about, well, we don't want to get our players injured and things like that. Like, yo, they could get injured walking to their car. They can get injured walking to go get their pads to put them on. We have seen this with Trayvon Diggs, getting injured at practice. We saw it with Slam Williams getting injured at practice. It could happen at any point in time. So sitting there trying to save these players from injury by not playing them in the preseason, that could be a harm to them. And having players hold out, like a Micah Parsons, could be harm to them. You know what I'm saying? Micah Parsons is not out there getting the reps that he needs. He's not getting his body acclimated to the game. That could cause soft tissue injuries. So instead of having all that situation, just extend him. Instead of having to do the soap opera, and I believe that the soap opera is created because what it does, damn, I'm over here glitching again. Yeah, am I glitching on y'all end? Because I know I'm glitching over here. Damn, let me take some of this stuff off my screen. But with everything that's going on with Micah Parsons, I truly believe that it's more of a hindrance because I believe that Jerry Jones, he waits to watch the leaves fall, and that's the salary cap issue. That takes up salary cap dollars. Once you finally come to an agreement, you come to a contract with the high paid player that you're going to battle with. But at the same time, all the notoriety, all the media exposure and everything like that, no wonder the Dallas Cowboys went from a $10 billion franchise to a $12 billion franchise is because all that exposure from the media gets you those advertising dollars. It gets you those endorsements, those documentaries from Netflix that gets you paid too, that makes your team even more profitable. So it feels like you're exchanging salary cap dollars by making these top players wait in order to get those advertisement dollars on the side. And honestly, the advertisement dollars go toward their overall net worth as opposed to getting the deal done and saving $20 million on your salary cap. You don't get to put that in your pocket. But that, boop, that's my tinfoil hat theory. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true that is. That's just me, talking. That's only my take. You know what I'm saying? LT Ray says our run game is looking suspect, bro. Like really, really suspect. Like number one suspect. LT Ray, number one suspect. And the only thing that I'm really banking on when it comes to the run game is the fact that we have a dope interior offensive line as well as two dope wide receivers on the perimeters to hopefully lighten up that box. Because last year, these players, these opposing defenses, they were disrespecting us. You know what I'm saying? They was like, we gonna let you see if your guys can beat us. We ain't gonna sit here and stack the box up and send like 6, 7 people after the quarterback. Nah, we just gonna send our 4. Beat us. So hopefully we can strike fear in opposing defensive coordinators this year, but judging from the preseason, man, it's looking a little rough, LT Ray. It's looking a little bit rough. Well, let's see. Terrence, what's going on with you? 25 passes a game for $60 million a year? You can't be serious. If that's the case, we should have let Lance start. I'm gonna start calling y'all Pocket Lint. Real talk, man. $60 million a year, bro. If I can rely on my run game and have my quarterback sit back and be brilliant when it's needed instead of being brilliant every single game, yeah, I take that. You know what I'm saying? Because keep it a buck. Jalen Hurts wasn't elite every single game. They had a plan B. They had a plan C. Just because your man makes $60 million a year doesn't mean that you take all of his weapons away and make him do it on his own. That's not what that means. You know what I'm saying? The market dictates what these guys are paid. And for Dak Prescott to go in there and take less, he's doing his fellow quarterbacks of the league a disservice. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm pro player. I want them to get all their money. I could care less about Jerry Jones's money. I want these players to get paid because at the end of the day, we come to the games, we tune into the games to watch these players. Not to watch Jerry Jones, not to watch Stephen Jones, not to watch the salary cap, to watch these players. And to sit here and say that, oh, 60 million, these players ain't worth 60 million. How do you know? How do we know? You know what I'm saying? That's like me saying, oh, a McDonald's worker ain't worth $15 an hour. How do I know? I don't work at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to put up with the shit that they got to put up with on a daily basis. Just like we don't have to put up with the quarterback situation. And believe me, I've tried quarterback. That shit sucks. Oh my goodness. I love football and I love the mechanics of the quarterback. I love to think of what they have to go through. But as far as physically going through it, being in that phone booth of a pocket, it's something else, Cowboys Nation. It is something else. I tried it in practice and I got claustrophobic with the defensive line collapsing on me. Oh, I got claustrophobic. I was like, nope, I'll stick to my tight end position. But you know what I'm saying? It's easy for us to just sit here and be like, the quarterback should do this, the quarterback should do that, because we ain't in the quarterback's position. You know what I'm saying? To keep it a buck, there's a lot of us that talk about the quarterback position that probably couldn't do half of what they do. So the 60 million, he deserves it. Whatever Micah Parsons gets signed to, he deserves it. CD Lamb, he deserved more. Also, Digizawa deserved more, but he took less. We don't hear about that though. All we hear about is Dak Prescott making 60 million. These other people are doing the damn thing and, you know, taking discounts. And honestly, if Jerry and Stephen Jones were on top of their jobs, maybe he wouldn't have been making $60 million. So instead of blaming Dak Prescott for going in there and negotiating his price, how about we take a look at the front office and their dereliction of duty to get contracts done in a timely manner. Everybody knows that watches football now. Everybody knows that the quicker you sign your player, the better it is for your salary cap. But you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not fucking holding Jerry to an account. You know what I'm saying? You're not holding Jerry to an account to where before Dak Prescott got with Todd France, they could have had a deal done. But they waited. They wanted to wait. And then they waited and he got with Todd France and then they paid for it. Why don't we ever talk about that? But Brandy says I was so looking forward to getting yards on the ground more than getting yards in the air. That's my thing too. Like I wanted to see ground and pound this year. I wanted to see the running game dictate the proper flow of this game. That's what I wanted. And when Dak Prescott had to be Dak Prescott, he could be Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? It's not a situation to where Dak Prescott has to be the end all be all in every single game. That's not what I wanted. And that's what no Cowboys fan should want. Your quarterback to have to do every single thing. No, no. I don't give a damn if you're making 100 million. I want a team around you. I want a team around you to where you don't have to do as much. Because right now, since Dak Prescott has been the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, the team has gone as far as Dak could take them. And the 12-5 seasons, your quarterback had a lot to do with that. But once you get to the playoffs, shit changes. You need more than a passing game because we go into the playoffs. Dak Prescott on fire. The only thing that the defensive coordinator has to do is like, we're gonna take your weapons in passing away from you. Beat us with the run. Then what? Then what? How do we do it when we don't have a run game to speak about? You know what I'm saying? Dang, boy, we've been on an hour and 15 minutes on this impromptu live. And it's 12 midnight where I'm at. Jeez, crow. LT Ray says, I said we should have taken Sanders, bro. He was there. He was there. He was there. And the thing is, there's not a sure thing that he makes it with the Cleveland Browns, even though if you want your organization to have a little bit of notoriety, I know people are talking about, the circus with Shadur Sanders, but Cleveland needs as much attention as they can get. So I believe the Cleveland Browns, what they're going to do is they're going to keep Shadur Sanders and they're going to get rid of Dylan Gabriel. And that's what I think. And I've actually seen a story where one of the backup quarterbacks might want to seek a trade. Like, dang, bro, you ain't even been in the league. You ain't even played in a regular season game. You already looking for a trade, bro? Come on now. Brandy said Shadur went to where quarterbacks go to die. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco, didn't he brought the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs at one point. But yeah, you're right, man. Careers go to die in Cleveland. So, but if they let go of Shadur Sanders, hey, I'd want the Dallas Cowboys to take a look at him. To keep it a buck, I remember when we got Joe Milton, I was looking to actually package Joe Milton up in a deal with the Las Vegas Raiders in order to get their first round pick to get Ashton Genty. But with our front office, they really don't prioritize the run game. So, yep, we're stuck with, whatever we can come up with. Yo, Kevin, what's good with you? What's good with you? Glad to see you. Coyote in the building. Glad to see you, bro. Glad to see you. Right. Let's see. Oh, delusional Cowboy fans. It's still preseason, remember? I can't with y'all. Shake my head. What can't you with us? Well, what can't you with us? Like how you sound. Are you a Cowboys fan? Because I mean, even if it's not preseason, you probably still can't with us. But that's okay. That's okay. LT Ray, bro, imagine if Cleveland and Detroit met in for a Super Bowl. Both of those cities are getting burned down after the game. You ain't lying. And one thing that I hope, if the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl in my lifetime, but if they do, I'm going to Dallas. I'm going to be a part of that parade. But one thing that I pray and I hope is that Cowboys Nation can show a little bit of class, not bring firearms to the parade, not hurt people during the parade, not burn down downtown Dallas during the parade. That's what I would hope, that we would show a little bit more class than the Philadelphia Eagles team. You know what I'm saying? But if that happens, man, like I said, I am going to be down in Dallas. We are going to be doing the damn thing, partying all night. But just for people's sakes who are 29 years old, I hope that the Dallas Cowboys can do something in the near future. Real talk. Uh Brandy says, I think the fifth time is a charm for Malik Davis. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Hopefully he could figure out like where he went wrong as far as getting cut or, pushed to the practice squad. Like, what did I do wrong so he can correct it? But from how he looked in the preseason, it looks promising. But we will see once the 53-man roster is fleshed out. Let me see something. When is the 53-man roster deadline? That deadline, let's see. August 27th by 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when each team has to have their 53-man roster fleshed out. A day before my birthday. So we will see August. Well, shoot. In 9 days, we'll see who the 53-man roster is. I have my 53-man prediction. Let's see how close it is. Let's see. All right, Coyote. He's super raw. He can improve, but we need a real number 2. Let Greer get snaps. Yeah, see, I believe the same thing. He's super raw, no diddy. He is super green to the position. We need to allow Will Greer to be that QB2 just in case. I completely agree with you. Completely. All right, let's see. Cam Ward he's apparently struggling in Tennessee. Man, what I've been seeing is that they've been praising him over there, but hey, I could be wrong. I could be watching, some crazy news. Dak Delusional. Remember, can't judge this offense. Shoddy not showing nothing now. Even run scheme. I can't judge. Oh, I mean, it's the preseason. Of course, I can't judge the offense. I get a little worried about what's going on when he's talking about physicality and running the football, and that's not happening in the preseason. I do get a little bit worried about that. But yeah, you're right. We can't judge anything that's going on in the preseason because it's the preseason. It's a big resume. You know, People are trying to bolster their resume in the preseason. It's not being used, which I hate. It's not being used to determine who's the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? The preseason seems like it's only the place to determine who is going to flesh out the end of your roster, who's going to be, you know, on the third team and stuff like that. Like, no, man, use this time to get ready for the regular season. Use this time to be able to hit the ground running. That irritates the hell out of me, Cowboys Nation. It really does. The real. And none of the running backs on this roster have proven anything. Rico Dowdle is looking good right now. How many times did I bang on the table trying to get Rico Dowdle his props, trying to give him his props? A lot of people, he ain't running over 30 yards. He ain't doing no over 20 yards a carry. It's like, bro, this man had more yards than Tony Pollard, and people were banging on the table to keep Tony Pollard. He had more yards than him. And that was starting in what was it, like week 8, week 9 or something like that? That they didn't have a clear-cut RB1, and then they finally gave Rico Dowdle the reins, and he was able to get over 1,000 yards. Now because Saquon Barkley, he got over 2,000, right? Now that he's done all that, the exception is the rule now, and our running backs have to get over 2,000 yards. Like, what's the chance of that happening again? Like, what's the chance of Saquon Barkley even touching that this year? You know what I'm saying? But LT Ray, Angry Cowboys fan, I don't know what the fuck this team will look like. We are either going to shock Philly or they're going to kick our teeth in. I don't know what will happen. That's my thing, too. I just don't know what it's going to look like going into Lincoln Financial Field. Like, that's why I am such an advocate on this starting offense, getting in the game and, getting up to football, to NFL regular season speed. Because, practice speed ain't NFL regular season speed. The quarterback ain't got to worry about getting hit in practice. The running back, shoot, they can get a 60-yard run in practice because we ain't tackling them. You know what I'm saying? So these players need to go in there and get used to getting hit. And they need to get used to NFL speed, especially Dak Prescott after coming off of an injury. Like, bro, you're coming off of an injury, going right back into the game. I know you have had practice and everything, but ain't nothing like game speed. So they should be playing all their starters in the preseason. But let's see, before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, because we've been on almost an hour and a half, and like I said, it's midnight over here, and I don't want to keep y'all up because Monday, everybody gonna be going back to work. But the Cowboys got $31 million left in cap space. Jerry needs to make some moves. $31 million. You can go out there and secure a left tackle. You can go out there and secure a one tech and a cornerback. Then you get Micah Parsons deal done. Then you got more on the salary cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jerry really needs to stop playing these games over here worried about a Netflix premiere when you should be worrying about the premiere of your damn team. Real talk, man. Force Calibration says, I'm too excited for the season. Hey, before we started the preseason, I was excited for the season. I was excited with what Brian Schottenheimer was telling us. Like, he had me ready to run through a brick wall. He had me ready to put on my pads and stuff and get ready to play. Like, what he was saying, it was just sounding real good. Then you get to preseason and it's like, damn, I'm not seeing anything that you were talking about. Are we going to do what you're talking about? Are we going to pound the rock like you're talking about? Because we have a dope interior offensive line. Let's not let that fall by the wayside. Let's get this run game going in Dallas because we going to need it. The Dallas Cowboys are at their best when they have a bell cow running back. Dak Prescott is at his best when he has a bell cow running back. That play action, Dak Prescott is one of the best in the league to do it. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones knows this. Why ain't they doing anything to make this happen? Because they feel like anybody can go in that backfield and do the job. Just like Jerry Jones thought that anybody could coach this team to a Super Bowl. Man, I said it once, I've said it twice, and I'll say it 3 times. Jerry Jones has been the barricade to the Dallas Cowboys' success. Real talk. Adrian, what's going on with you? If we have a good old line, we can run. Sounds good. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good, but you need a hell of a lot more than just a great offensive line to get a good running game. You also need a running back that has vision, that has a great football IQ, that knows how to hit those gaps, that knows what they're doing. You can't just put anybody in the backfield with a good old line and expect them to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother. He always used to tell me that. Do. But Brandy says one tech is a must. You are absolutely right. Bro, what's going on with you? I was ready to get rid of D-Law as soon as he said that foolishness, yo. As soon as he said, oh, we tired. Like, no, dog, you were tired. We trying to get up in this, we trying to get up in this thing. You saying we tired. Nah. Rose said, Mike just want to throw the ball, McCarthy. Yeah. Yeah. And that's throwing the ball, airing the ball out makes your quarterback look good, in turn makes your coach look good. But people don't seem to realize, like, and that was the thing. Like when Dak Prescott first came in the league, they used to call him Dink and Dak because he was using the West Coast offense like they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And the West Coast offense is pretty much an extension of the run. It's quick passes, timing routes, things like that. And people hated on Dak for that. So they started bombing, airing the ball out, blah, 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 getting interceptions. People hated on Dak Prescott for getting interceptions. It's like, what the hell can this man do? What can he do to please people? And, well, he got to win a Super Bowl. Well, you got to have a Super Bowl caliber front office in order to get Super Bowl results. And we haven't had a Super Bowl caliber front office since 1996. All right, real. The same people that say an athlete is not worth their money would sing a different tune if it was their immediate family member. You got guys playing on the you got guys playing it on the line for $250 playing in the IFL. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I know, like, if let's say, rest in peace, but if I had a younger brother and he was like, man, I'm about to get drafted to the NFL. He gets drafted and blah, 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 blah. When that rookie contract is up, it's like, yo, I'm going up for my contract extension. I'm thinking about breaking the bank, man. What should I do? I ain't gonna sit here and tell him, like, well, man, I think you should take less. Like, why? Why should he take less? Like, why should a Dak Prescott take less? When they dicked around on his contract, 2 years running, 2 franchise tags. Why should Micah Parsons give any type of break or deal to Jerry Jones when Jerry Jones done threw him all out in the media? Said he didn't know who his agent was. Now, just off of pure, I'm gonna stick it to the man type stuff. You don't know who I am. You're gonna know who I am when this contract negotiation is taken care of. You damn sure gonna know who I am then. So with all that disrespect from Jerry Jones, people still expect these players to lick his boots and take less. That's craziness. That is craziness. Jeremy says, what are y'all saying, man? That makes no damn sense, bro. Come on, man. Every winning quarterback has help from the team playing complementary on every unit, every level. That's what I'm talking about. The saying complementary football is not just for people's health. Complementary football means something. It means working together. It means gelling together. You can't just have one person expected to do it all and then everybody else is just, mediocre. You're not going to get good results from that. You're not going to get Super Bowl caliber or NFC championship caliber results by expecting one person to do all the damn thing while everybody else just, if they show up, they show up. No, that's not how that works. It's not how that works. All right, Collis says, I can't stand Jerry effing Jones. He's the star of the new Netflix special coming up, and he's put himself above the Cowboys. I made a video about that, and I said the exact same thing. When do we determine when Jerry Jones is bigger than the star? I know a lot of people have said, oh, no player is bigger than the star. What about Jerry Jones? Because he's put himself out there, like I said in my video, like it's Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5, Jerry Jones, and the Dallas Cowboys. It's not the Dallas Cowboys with their owner, Jerry Jones, sitting up in the press box. Oh, no. It's Jerry Jones. And, oh, by the way, yeah, we got a football team down there playing. That's not what it needs to be. Jerry needs to realize that if your football team is successful, if your football team can go out there and win Super Bowls, win win NFC championships, you will get the recognition that you deserve, that you so desperately want. You will get that recognition on a positive level. It doesn't have to be like you're a stubborn kid and negative attention is attention nonetheless. It doesn't have to be that way. You can get the attention that you seek if you allow your team to actually be a damn football team and to make football decisions. Stay the hell out of the football operations. You do great promoting, like promoting this team, making it the brand that it is today. He has done a hell of a job. But being a football team, he really hasn't done much. But Cowboys Nation, we're gonna go ahead and get off here. Like I said, been on an hour and a half, and Monday's coming up pretty quick. I appreciate y'all. We done had 60-something people up in here during this live. And like I said, I'm blessed because it's midnight over here, and y'all could be in bed right now. Y'all could be counting sheep right now, but y'all are up in here with me, and I truly appreciate y'all for that. But Cowboys Nation, I'm gonna let y'all know we're gonna continue to be going live and doing what we do, representing our Dallas Cowboys to the fullest. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that has joined this live tonight. And like and like Stephen White says, Des caught it. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Y'all let me know if y'all want to go live again tomorrow. We can do that and just get on here and talk Dallas Cowboys talk. But until then, this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out.